Maysun is a Spanish-Palestinian independent visual journalist based in Spain and mainly focused in documentary and wire storytelling. She's been dedicated to journalism since 2005. She has covered conflicts, political and social crises, and environmental issues all around the world, including Europe, Southeast Asia, now North and East Africa, Central America, but with special emphasis in the Middle East. She has worked for non-profit NGOs like the Red Cross, European Commission, Instituto Cervantes, and many more such NGOs. Her work has been published in the most important papers, magazines such as the New York Times, the Times Magazine, National Geographic, Washington Post, and European Commission, Instituto Cervantes, and many more such NGOs. Her work has been published in the most important papers, magazines such as the New York Times, the Times Magazine, National Geographic, Washington Post, and European Commission, Instituto Cervantes, and many more such NGOs. Her work has been published in the most important papers, magazines such as the New York Times, the Times Magazine, National Geographic, Washington Post, and European Commission, Instituto Cervantes, and many more such NGOs. Her work has been published in the most important papers, magazines such as the New York Times, the Times Magazine, National Geographic, Washington Post, and European Commission, Instituto Cervantes, and many more such NGOs. Her work has been published in the most important papers, magazines such as the New York Times, the Times Magazine, National Geographic, Washington Post, and European Commission, Instituto Cervantes, and many more such NGOs. Her work has been published in the most important papers, magazines such as the New York Times, the Times Magazine, National. Done. So let's begin. First of all, I would like to invite Grishma to present her question in front of you. Grishma, please begin.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. And first of all, thank you so much for being so chilled. All of our nervousness turned into excitement. We are very happy. And my first question is, have you ever been to India?
No, I actually never been. I was about actually to go in 2007, but in the last minute, I had another work in Lebanon, so I changed my destination. So it's in my bucket list to go to India, and it's been for a while, so it could be any day I go there.
Yes, ma'am. It would be a pleasure if you visit us. And ma'am, my first question goes like, we know many things about journalism, but this concept of visual journalism is new to me. So I would love to explore about it from you.
Yeah, visual journalist. I think, I started as a photographer, merely as a photographer, as a photojournalist, better said. But the thing is that with time, my languages, my visual languages are grown up, and I think I've beside photography, I'm interested in also video or other kind of visual storytelling, even painting, because I've been a painter for many years. So I think these are all tools to use to tell stories, which is basically what I like to do, and kind of like my mission or responsibility. So I try to amplify the tools I have to try to tell the story better. And sometimes photography is not enough, or it's not just that it's not enough. It's funnier and it's more exciting to take advantage of all the multimedia languages we have today. I think we are very lucky to live in a moment in history that we have all this kind of range of tools. And I think whether it's photography or video art or documentaries or short video, it can be very good to tell a story, but not just with that. I like to work with people, and for example, I like to work with people that write, other people that make the video, other people that even illustrate. So, between all this language, there's a common thread, a common language, which is to tell the story. And so I think it's a nice way to amplify voices, which is actually what we do.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much. And my next question goes which I ask from almost every guest. I've asked that the same question from Satya Vyasji, from Nishanjan. Which is your biggest fan moment? As Anmol said, you have received numerous awards. So which was your biggest fan moment?
Fan moment? What do you mean with fan moment?
The moment when you realize, oh, I have done something.
She means to say that she means to say that the moment when you became a celebrity, how did you feel when people started to recognize your work?
Yes. When you got recognized by public, you were moving randomly and you got recognized and you felt so great about it.
I mean, I don't think I'm a celebrity. I'm not stopped in the street to ask for, my signature or any kind of the things. No, I think my work is public and people know it. Many people know it, especially people that are interested in journalism and they follow my work as they follow other colleagues' work. But I wouldn't call that to be a celebrity. Honestly, I don't think I would like to be one, because I'm a very private person. I like to, I'm quite shy, so I prefer to have my work separated from my persona. So I think to be a celebrity would be, I don't know, a lot of pressure, I think.
Oh, that's a unique perspective. Okay, so my next question is, I've seen many of your photographs on your the photographs which you have clicked on your wall, Instagram. I want to ask that what vision you have in behind while you click photographs, or what vision do you carry while clicking?
What region I haven't been or I have been?
So, in general, what vision do you carry, or what vision do you have behind photography while selecting the site?
I think my vision towards photography, for me, it's a medium to give a message. What I want to do is to let the people know about what's happening in the world. Sometimes, I don't like when people say, she gives voice to people that they don't have voice. I don't think that's true. I think everybody has a voice, but journalists, we amplify that voice, but we don't give anyone voice. No, they already have a good voice. I think our mission is to act like a mirror for society. We put things in front of you, so you have to be confronted with facts and decide if what you see is wrong or right, and do something about it. React. I think that's our mission as photographers, as storytellers. No matter what are you taking to, what are you doing, or what are you using to tell the story, whether it's photography, whether it's video, whether it's writing a book, or even singing. I don't know. You can actually use any kind of tool to make people aware of what's happening and what can improve or can be improved in society.
Okay, I love this concept which you said, that people have their own voice. You as journalists amplify their voices. I just love this insight. And next question goes like, as you told that you are a painter also, and I just want to ask you, it's a quite personal question, like what is the thing you use for emotional outbursts? Like, what I mean to ask is, when you are angry or sad, what do you carry forward then? Like, we write, or what do you do then? You paint, or you click pictures, or you record videos? What do you do?
Yeah, that's a personal question, but it's a very interesting one. I think, I think art or any other tool you need to tell something, no matter if it's to translate something from outside or from inside. I think it's very useful, and in a way, I think it's like a language. Sometimes you need Italian to speak. Sometimes you need English. Sometimes you need Turkish. I don't know. So for me, painting is just another language, and it's a language for some feelings I need to put on paint. And I don't know, depending on how I feel, I use different colors. For example, when I think I'm bursting inside with love or something like that, I use a lot of red and black. And when I think I'm right now, I think I'm using a lot of green, because I need to find that calm inside me, and I'm in a blue and green kind of moment right now. But it can change depending on how I feel, depending on how I'm living that moment. So, but it can be painting, or it can be singing, or anything. Anything you do in your life can have poetry if you just let yourself do it. And I think that poetry, no matter if it's images or words, it's a way for yourself to express energy, and that energy is the union of yourself with what's around. So I think it's a good way to grow up inside, grow as a person, and to let yourself be. And I think that's something that is not always very easy, to let yourself be in a natural way. So I think I try to use my painting and any other tool I use, whether it's photography or whatever, or wood, for example, if I carve wood, to just express whatever I need to express. And normally it works.
Yes, I agree with you. And as we were talking till now, you mentioned singing twice. I noticed that. So do you sing also?
I do. I was actually in my high school choir.
That's great.
Right now, I mean, I don't sing.
Why don't you sing something in Spanish? Why don't you sing something in Spanish for us? Just one line or two line. If everyone
would love to hear your voice.
Yes,
we would love to hear your voice.
Thank you. I'm too shy for that. I actually prefer to talk. But maybe, you know what? I promise you, when I go visit you there in India, I will sing for you guys.
Oh, great.
Deal?
Yes, for sure. And yes, for this lovely talk. I would love to say you thank you. So can you please tell how to say thank you in Spanish so that I can thank you in your own language?
Thank you in Spanish. It said gracias.
Gracias. If I'm not pronouncing it wrongly, gracias. Gracias, Maysun. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Grishma.
Yes, Grishma.
Yeah.
Over to you, Anmol.
Thank you, Grishma, for presenting such lovely questions. And as Maysun rightly said, art is the most expressive of all languages, and it can express everything and anything in the world that you want to. Now I'm moving on to our next member, Anuj Upadhyay. Please present your questions. Over to you.
Hola, Senora.
Hola.
And let's start questions with journalism.
Okay.
Do you know something about something about Indian media, that how much downfall India is facing in journalism?
Yeah, I don't really know a lot, but I've been hearing some stuff, and I know freedom of speech is not great in India, sadly, and that journalists are experimenting some problems to do their job, as in other countries too. Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, what is the role of journalism in any country?
In any country, well, basically to point out what is wrong in society and needs to be amended, what can be fixed, so we can make this a better world. That's our main thing, I think.
Okay. So the next question is, if someone showcases their locality in a documentary, what will be the major step to follow?
Can you please repeat, because I lost the connection for a second?
If someone wants to showcase their locality in a documentary, what will be the major steps to follow?
I'm not sure if I understand the question. If they want to show their locality?
Yes.
The local culture. If they want to showcase the local culture, what should they? How should they begin with it in a documentary?
Okay, I understood the question. It's a difficult one. Well, I think before starting to tell a story, you need to know what you want to say. So, I mean, if for example, the person that wants to show their own culture, it's easier for them because they already know the whole story. But for example, from my point of view, that I work in international places, not always or most of the time out of my country, I think before you need a lot of documentation. You need a pre-production, so you have a clear idea of what you want to say, and then you structure it as any other story. No, you introduce the subjects, you introduce the place, you introduce the story, but not. You know, for me as a journalist, I try to construct a narrative, a visual narrative, and I try not to give all the information at first, because otherwise people would get bored, and it's like, oh, okay, I saw everything, now I don't want to see it anymore. So I try to give some information, but also I like to throw questions to people. I show a picture, for example, an image of someone without giving much information about that person. So people wonder, oh, who is that person? Where is he? and why you're showing me this? I want to know more. That's the way, just, it's like a game. You give information, but also you throw some questions so people can, it's like a conversation between the people that is watching your documentary or your story, and you sending a message. It's a conversation. It's like in a book. If they tell you all the story in the first chapter, you would never finish the book, right? So with images, it's actually the same.
Okay. I really loved your answer. My next question is, do you watch Indian cinema?
I've watched a couple of movies, but I don't actually remember the name because I'm so bad with names. But I love them, especially when they dance. I love that. I really would like. It's so difficult. I really would like to know how to dance that. And so people, like, everybody is so fit. It's like, oh my God, they are doing this. I cannot do. I cannot move like that. But yeah, I think Bollywood is a huge industry, right? So
लाइव ऊपर रुक गया है. कर दिया. और नहीं, वो तो मट जाएंगे.
इसका क्या करना?
कम ऑन यार,
अब क्या करना है?
ज्वाइन हो रही है. फेसबुक देखो अपने फोन में क्या चल रहा है उधर.
बंद नहीं किया तुमने?
दूसरी ट्रांजिशन चल रही है.
अच्छा.
Let us begin the session again.
Yeah.
Anuj Upadhyay was questioned. Please continue.
Yes. Name any 5 Hollywood movies which you like the most.
Hollywood. It has to be Hollywood.
Yes, it is Hollywood.
I mean, I like some Hollywood movies, but I also like European and more international films. But I have to say my favorite movie ever, and I know maybe it's a weird one, but it's Dracula. Bram Stoker Dracula by Coppola. That's my favorite. But also The Red Violin, that's a French one. Or The Last Emperor, Kim Ki-duk's Iron 3, and so many. I really like Asian cinema, Korean cinema. I love it. And what else? The Red Lantern. Also, that's Chinese. Sorry, it's not very Hollywood, but I'm not very Hollywood. I like international films. And I don't know how many I said.
There is a Korean series named Dai Jang Jam. I don't know how to pronounce, but we have an Indian version of that particular series called Ghar Ka Chirag.
Nice.
So my next question is, do you know some Hindi author, or do you read some Hindi author in the television?
Language, you mean?
Yes.
Unfortunately, no. I'm ashamed. I don't know anything, but I really would like to learn. Yeah. I actually like a song, but I don't really remember. It's an old one, I think. I don't know how to say that, but it's. I think it's a very famous singer, Indian singer, and I'm sure you would. I'm sure you know that. But I don't know. I don't know which one it is. I don't remember the title, but I really like it.
Okay. So my next question is, coming from different professions, how do you manage?
Sorry, again?
Coming from different professions, how do you manage your life?
How do I manage my life? I don't know. I mean, my main profession is to be a journalist, but I've always been a person with many interests. I like to do many things, and I always feel that I don't have enough time for everything I want to do and everywhere I want to go. And I think maybe that's part of the deal. The kind of person that ends up working as a photojournalist all around the world is this kind of person that is actually passionate about life and passionate about things. And many of my colleagues are actually like that. They love to travel. They love music. They love to meet people, especially. So I think it's a kind of personality. People that are busy with life, busy living and experimenting. I've never been a traditional person, and I've never liked people to tell me what to do or how to live. So, and I've never been interested in getting married or having children. There's so much to do in life, and I don't think I would have time for that anyway. And if I ever do it, I don't know, then it comes. But there's, sometimes I think that I would need at least 3 lives to do half of the things I want to do. So I don't know how I manage, but more or less I do.
Okay. So how the spark came into your mind to become a journalist or a photographer? Would you like to tell your story?
Okay. I never took the open decision. Oh, I want to become a photographer. I want to become a journalist. It's something that actually happened. I was studying history to be an archaeologist. I wanted to be an Egyptologist, and then I thought it would be good to study photography, to complement the career I wanted. But I kind of got lost in the way, and I remember the first time, or the first day I was studying photography, and I had one of my colleagues or classmates by my side, and I told her they were actually explaining us the kind of photographer you can be. You can do advertising, you can be an artistic photographer, whatever. And I told her, I don't think I'm never going to be a photographer, but if I was, I don't think I'm never going to be a photojournalist. and then it happened, and because at that point I don't think I actually understood who I was and what I needed from life. And life showed me, in photography school, I started using my camera to document what was around me, maybe as a way to understand my own identity as a Palestinian, because I'm Spanish Palestinian. But I didn't understand any of that because I was born and raised in Spain. So I didn't know much about my own roots, and I wanted to understand. So I maybe took the camera as an excuse to approach people that was in the Palestinian community. So I started taking pictures and portraits of them. And then one of the guys from the community told me, hey, he was a political activist, and he told me, hey, I'm going to go to Palestine, Jordan, and Egypt, and we're 2 months working on syndical issues, and he told me, do you want to come? And of course I said yes. So it wasn't that trip when I realized that I actually needed to show what was going on, and I happened to have my camera. Maybe if I started writing, I would have been a writer, but I happened to have my camera, and I thought I'm a very visual person, and I was so shocked with what I saw there, and I just couldn't not do anything about it. I went back home completely changed. I was not the same person. I was not able to live the same way, because I feel that in Europe we live in a bubble, but we're not used to see poor people or people living under terrible circumstances or in a war zone. So that's when I thought, okay, I need to show this. I need to talk about this. I need to make people talk about this. And since then, I actually actively decided to go back to places and started building a portfolio and telling stories.
Okay. My next question is, how did it feel receiving a Pulitzer Award?
Oh, I didn't. I was just nominated. I was nominated by my agency, by EPA. Yeah, European Press Photo Agency. They nominated me to take part on the award, but I didn't win it. Yeah, actually, the AP team, the Associated Press team, wanted for the Syrian Civil War coverage that year. And yeah, I mean, for me, just to be nominated by the agency was huge, because I think they thought my material, my story was good enough for a Pulitzer, and for me that was enough. I mean, if I wanted, it would be amazing, but it was okay. So yeah, maybe in the future, I don't know. In the end, for me, it's not about awards or about being a celebrity or about being Oh, sorry. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. No, I was saying that,
Yes.
that for me, in the end, it's not about awards. It's about doing the right thing. And for me, this job is a responsibility. And in the end, what I want is people to talk about the stories I tell, but not about me, which is, not the interesting thing.
Okay. My next question is, what did you learn during pandemic?
Well, I learned a lot, actually. For me, I know many people have had a terrible year. So many people have lost dear ones, and not everybody have been lucky enough to be in an isolated place, so they can keep the distance, or they have even a warm house to be in, or a roof under their heads, or even food in their plates. So I consider myself very lucky to be here, and I think I've taken this this opportunity as a time to reflect. And basically, I needed that because after so many years working, or maybe because of my age, I don't know, I'm changing, or I don't know, maybe I'm just that way, and every 2 years I need to start from zero. So I think I needed this time to reflect and to be honest with myself and see what I want from the future, and start taking decisions and building it. Sometimes we just don't have the time for that because life goes so fast, and we are entangled into our work and responsibilities every day. So this time that we were forced to stop, I think it was a very good moment to just stop and listen to yourself and say, okay, are you doing things right? Are you happy with it? Can you change that? And so for me, it was very, very fruitful. I think despite everything, the outcome of this year has been really positive for me. I've taken decisions that I needed to take for a long time, and I didn't have time for it. And I think I've grown as a person, and I can say I'm happy. So, yeah, I'm not saying the pandemic was great. obviously, you can have up and downs, and yeah, with the first confinement, I spent it alone, but I'm okay with that. I'm a loner, so I was okay with that. But the outcome has been really positive, so I'm happy.
So my last question is, as far I know, Hebrew mythology belongs to Palestine.
Sorry?
Is it right? Hebrew myth. Is it right?
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
He's saying Hebrew mythology.
I don't understand that.
Oh,
Question is not completed yet.
Sorry? It's just I didn't hear it.
Anuj, please continue with the
Yes.
question.
Someone write it in the chat. That would suffice.
It's just that I didn't understand it.
I don't know the correct spelling, otherwise I would have written. Anuj, here, either you write or Anmol go.
Grishma, you can ask, your voice is clear.
No, I'm not asking. I'm saying Anuj Bhaiya to write the same word, Hebrew mythology, in chat so that she can read it.
Yeah.
As she's not able to.
Yeah, that's
I don't know correct spelling.
No,
I don't know
the
correct
pronunciation
spelling.
is also different, right? So we can just write it down.
Anmol, we may continue with the session now. Anuj will ask later.
Oh, he is.
Hebrew. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just didn't understand the word. Well, I mean, that's a tricky question because Palestine is not just Muslim. Palestine is a country, not a religion. First of all, and I know what you mean, but the question is not entirely correct. Palestinians, meaning Muslim, Jewish, Christians, and non-religious people, have been living in Palestine for thousands of years. So it actually has never been about religion. Zionism nowadays, since more or less 1878, has been misused in Judaism for their own colonialist purposes. That's the thing. So I could say Hebrew is part of Hebrew as a language, but Jewish mythology, which is what you mean, it is part of Palestinian culture because, as I said, Palestine is not a religion; it's a country with many different people living together for so long, and it has been okay. It's just that nowadays they are trying to, Zionists. They are trying to maintain the conversation about religion when it's not about religion. It's about resources. It's about power. It's about military power, and it's about occupying a country, basically, with the help of international means, So yes, I mean, Palestinian culture is very wide. It's, for example, me. I'm a Spanish Palestinian, but I'm not religious. I'm not Muslim. I'm not. I have my own views. So, and that doesn't make me less Palestinian. You know what I mean? So, people, for example, in Samaria, which is a town in the town of Samaritans in the north of Palestine, is a Jewish Palestinian town, and that's part of Palestine. That's part of Palestinian culture. So it has never been about religion or about, they just want us feel, they just want people to feel that the confrontation is there, but it's not.
Actually, I love mythology. That's why I asked that question. But it's okay. That's all for my side. Gracias, Senora.
Gracias a ti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anuj Bhaiya, for such amazing questions. Now I would like to move on with the session, and I would like to invite Ritik Bhaiya for further questions. Ritik Bhaiya, over to you.
Namaste, Maysun. Okay, so here is Ritik. Is my voice clear to you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh,
it
that's
is.
great. So, I've seen that you have gone to various countries for journalism. So, what is your favorite place so far?
My favorite place. I have different favorite places depending on what I was looking for. For example, if I look for a city, that city is New York. I mean, you have everything there. You have so many museums. It's kind of like, it feels like the center of the world in terms of culture. No, okay, that's terrible to say. In terms of possibility to reach many different kind of cultures in the same place. That's what I wanted to say. And it's a place that has been fascinating me for a long time. But if I'm looking for a forest, for example, which is something very important for me, I would go to Northern California, which I've never been, and that's my dream to go. And I don't know, I love Granada in Andalusia. Okay. So in the south of Spain, there's Granada, which you can find the Alhambra in Arabic, and it's a magical city. But also, I really love Kenya. I'm so in love with Kenya. Especially the coast, in the coast of Mombasa. There's a place called Kilifi, I'm so in love with that place. And I don't know, there's so many places I like. I love Thailand. Obviously, I love Palestine. I think beauty is everywhere if you want to find it. And, I think every place has something to offer. But also, I really love Kenya. I'm so in love with Kenya. So I love to go anywhere and discover that beauty. Yeah.
So, Maysun, are you a solo traveler or with someone else?
Depends on the situation. Sometimes I go alone, especially when I've gone to Gaza. I've been alone many times there, but when most of the times I go to places more than once. So when I go back, even though I travel alone, I have friends there. So in the end, I'm actually never alone. But I think more and more I have the necessity to travel alone, because I think it's a good chance to hear yourself and I don't know, to learn things in a different way than if you have other person with you. You have more private moments to just stop and be somewhere as long as you want, and you don't have to be with someone and decide, okay, we should stay here or not. So I think it's a different, both ways are different, and very interesting though, because sometimes you're somewhere and you actually really want to share something with someone. So it depends.
So, Maysun, we would definitely like you to come to India. So, the next question is about if any time you visit India, what would be the 3 things you would do first?
Well, first of all, I mean, first of all, I would make contacts, which actually I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
So,
I hope you would love to meet us also.
yeah,
we would love to.
I
We would
would
love
be.
to.
I would be delighted. I think it's important to know people from the place, you know, because I've never been a tourist. I've been a traveler, and when I go somewhere, I like to leave that place. I don't like to visit. I like to be there and do what people there do. So I think that's the way when you behave as people behave there, and you mingle and, you know, get mixed with the culture and the customs, then you can understand what's around you. But if you just go to your hotel and visit some place and then go back to your hotel, and so it's not the same. You just go back home and you don't know what you've seen, especially if you just took pictures of everything and didn't stop to hear and see. So I like to, I like to be, I like to be one more of the group when I go somewhere, and, you know, try to do whatever people do. That's the way.
Yes, and the context helps you in finding the real India or real place wherever you go. I believe in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maysun, I've never read any Spanish literature, and also I don't know Spanish. But if any time I want to read any Spanish literature, the translation actually. So what should I start with?
Ooh. You know, if we are something as a country, it is a country of literature. We have many amazing writers. I think especially the classics are great. No, I'm sure you know Don Quixote from Cervantes. Don Quixote.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that's a classic one. Also, Federico García. And I'm really shy to say something wrong. So.
Oh yeah, it's all right. So Maysun, you have covered various different cultures, and I've also seen that you have covered like Syria war and various places like war fields. So what is that big impact story that got you nominated in the Pulitzer Prize?
It was for the courage of the Syrian Civil War. It was not just one story, but the whole courage. Yeah.
Okay. So about the Pulitzer Prize, I feel that you will get one soon. So yeah, I'm very positive about that.
I wish.
Thank you very much. I really love the chat that we have. Dhanyavad, as we say in Hindi. Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Actually, it's Hindi for thank you. Yeah.
Dhanyavad. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I can learn more of Hindi. I think I'm not bad with languages, but I'm not sure if it's very difficult. I'm not sure.
We would definitely. Actually, we can arrange session every month if you allow us.
Okay. You're so welcome.
Thank you so much. Gracias. Yeah, over to you, Anmo.
It's not every day that we come across a person who's dedicated and devoted their life to representing other people and to amplifying voices of other people. So I would really like to take a moment to thank you again. And
you.
Then I would like to move on to the youngest member of our group, Dhara. Please put forward your question.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm really delighted to be here.
We are also very delighted. So my first question is that what made you realize that you have to pursue photojournalism and not simply photography?
I think from the beginning, when I was in the school and I was study and the teacher would ask me an assignment, and I would just unconsciously choose something social, to something with a story. I didn't know at first that I was doing journalism. This is something I didn't know. I just started documenting what I saw because I needed to understand it myself. So it was my way to understand the world and make sense of it. So later on, I understood that what I was doing was journalism. And then I said, oh, okay, this is what I want. But it took me a while. I mean, it wasn't something that was, very, I was not aware at first that I was doing journalism, even if it was something that it was actually there. The seed of journalism was there since I was very little, because, in 1989, I was 8 years old. And when the Berlin Wall fell, I was watching the TV with my parents and I didn't understand what was happening. But the thing is that I saw them so happy that the wall fell, and everybody was, crossing from one part to the other and taking, destroying the wall and crying. And I felt that, and I was very little. My first thought was that I need to be there. It's not enough for me to watch the TV. I need to be there with people and to feel what's up with the people. So I think that's basically the seed of journalism. At first, I mean, when I was little, I thought everybody had that feeling, but it seems that it's not so common, and not every kid wants to be there when something happens on the news. So I think it was there all along, and I just understood it when I was older, and so luckily I did, and I could do my job. But I don't know, many people spend their lives looking for their passion, and they actually don't find it because they don't listen to themselves. I think something important is listen to yourself. Listen and be honest with yourself, and everything will be okay. I think life has its ways to show you what you have to do.
Okay, so my next question is that it was just a coincidence that you and Harsh Bhaiya got to know each other through an Instagram post from the comment section. So what do you think about destiny or coincidences?
Well, I don't believe in destiny. I think I believe in coincidence. I believe that, well, coincidence and probability. I think when, people that have similar points of view in life end up finding each other somehow, because I think they end up having similar tastes sometimes, or you end up, in this case, I think we ended up finding each other because we followed the same page, because we had the same taste in this matter. So I think, I don't know, I don't remember exactly what I said or what he said, but it was a coincidence. I think we in Instagram sometimes people are really rude, and that's something I don't like. I try to be as kind as I can, and he said something, and I think I made a joke or something, and he followed the joke. Like, oh, this is a smart person. I like it.
It was about Steve, I guess.
It was about Steve. Oh, that's true. Oh, that Steve was heartbroken. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have so bad memory. But yeah, I think I like, I have a sense of humor, and that he had the same sense of humor, and that was funny. So I think people connect if they vibrate in the same frequency, and sometimes you're lucky to find those persons. That I did.
Okay, so
What do you think?
last
You're glad?
question.
Sorry. No, I was asking Harsh if he's glad that happened.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad to have this session, and I never, thought of having this session with you, because it was just a comment section, and I just commented on the post, and I didn't, know that we'll get to connect through comments. It was the very first time I could connect to someone through comment section.
Not just Harsh, but we all are glad that you are here with us.
Thank you.
No, I'm actually glad that the joke happened. So that's the reason they connected, and that's why we're here.
It can be a good story, like joke is connecting people.
I think it's a good way to meet someone, through sense of humor. I think it's sweet, especially in this world that is sometimes pretty cold and harsh. So, yeah.
Okay, so my last question is, what does your name mean?
Sorry?
What does your name?
I lost you for a moment.
Okay, what does your name mean? What is the meaning of your name?
Of Maysun, of my name?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, my name is a very old Arabic name. It's one of the oldest, and has two meanings. One is from beautiful face and body. This is what it is. And the second one is diamond. So I think my dad loves me a lot. He chose it. So yeah, I cannot complain. I have a nice name. Not very common actually in the Middle East either. I think it's because it's an old one. Not many people are named Maysun anymore, which it's great because that means you're more unique somehow.
I loved your name, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your name totally justifies you. And now I would like to move on.
Oh, thank you. Come on, I'm going to laugh.
Now I'm going to move on with the session, and I would like Harsh to put forth his questions. Harsh, please go ahead.
First of all, thank you so much for joining today. And all of us are really, really, really glad to have you here. And my first question is, as you said, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So as you said, you're a reserved sort of a person, introvert kind of a person. So, and you are a public speaker as well. So how do you manage both the things?
I don't know. I just do. I'm not a routine kind of person. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I take pictures. Of course, when I'm traveling, I just do my job there and I produce my work and everything. But when I go back and I'm here and I have time, I'm editing the material, I'm mailing editors, and then I have time to prepare an exhibition, to give talks, or go to high schools, for example, and talk to classmates, or I don't know. It's very. I never get bored actually, because it's a job that is always changing and it's always different. So for sure, I never get bored.
That's really good. And my next question is, although you haven't been to India before, but still, what is your perception about India as a place?
Well, India is a whole universe. I think there are countries in this world that they have so much history, so much culture, and so many things happening at the same time that it's like, I mean, you need a whole life to understand India, I think, because it has a lot of history, and there's so many people there, so many different ways of living. No, it's not. I don't think it's an easy country to understand. I think it would take a lot of time to really understand the different customs and the politics. And I mean, I think it's very interesting, and I've read some of it, but just the surface. I know the surface, but you know, there are certain places that it's just like, whoa, this is a lot. And I think India is a lot of. It's very alive. It's full of people, and it's very interesting. So for sure, I will go.
I'm really overwhelmed to hear all this thing from you about India. And I hope we'll get to have you in our country soon. And my next question is,
so.
As you said, you write poetry, so I hope you're a reader too. So have you read any English poets or novels yet? And if yes, then could you please suggest some for us?
Well, and you know, there's a lot of questions that I should have prepared, because when I receive them, sometimes it's like, oh my God, what do I say now? And especially, for example, about the films and the music, it's like, I'm a really music lover, and right now it's like, oh, I don't know anything. So about writers, for example, American writers, I love the poetry of Walt Whitman. I don't know if I say it correctly. I think it's very raw, and I think it touches me in a different way, you know. But as I said before about films and about actual music and everything, I'm a very international person. I love poetry from Argentina, from Spain, from so many places. I think any country has things to offer and has things in common with other countries, you know, because in the end, feelings are international, well, universal. So I don't think it matters where it comes from. I think, and even the time it comes from, because I like, you know, poetry that was written 300 years ago, but I also like poetry that has been written last week. You know, so I think I like everything. Especially, for example, I told you about Lorca before. He was also a poet. So yeah, Antonio Machado, for example, is another Spanish poet that was amazing. Pablo Neruda, you know, I loved him too. There's so many. Alfonsina Storni, which is a woman. I didn't say anything about women. I love her so much. Or Amado Nervo. There's so many. So I don't know. I could make a list.
Okay, that's great. And What is your take on Indian culture? How do you perceive it? And what do you have to say about Indian culture?
Oh, I cannot say anything because I actually don't know it yet. I think I cannot talk about things I don't know. You know what I mean? That I prefer to listen.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry?
I think all the more reason for you to visit India.
Yeah. I think I'm really open to know more about India, and it would take me years to have an opinion about the country. You know, I think I like to absorb culture a lot. I'm always diving into culture. I like arts, and I like to read a lot, and I like music a lot. And I think I think it's sometimes better to just stay quiet and listen and learn, and then you can.
Okay, so I'm done with my questions. Over to you, Anmol. Continue, please.
Thank you, Harsh, for your questions. Now, I would like to move on to Nakib. Nakib, please put forth your questions.
Assalamu alaikum, Maysun.
Walaikum salam.
First of all, I want to say, as the meaning of your name, you have a beautiful face, and like a diamond that reflects light, you are reflecting awareness.
Well, thank you.
And
You're making me blush.
My first question is that you are a photographer. So apart from journalism, which is your dream place to capture, or which is the thing that you want to capture in your camera?
Yeah, I'm very interested more and more about nature photography, because nature is a great part of my life and my mind. I don't know, I'm very attracted to nature, to the sea, to the forest especially. And I think I really would like to take more pictures about forests. And of course, you can tell stories about the forest, about environmental issues that are very important right now, the climate change and everything. So it's a win-win. I keep doing my job, but I also take pictures about something that I really love, and I'm eager to be in all the time. I would be in the forest all day. So yeah, and a specific place, I think I would like to make a road trip around forests in the world, starting with California, I think, but also Scotland and any place with beautiful forests. In India, I would like to go to a forest too. I know there's a lot of nature. So yeah, that would be my part of the first things I would like to do when I go there, actually.
And my another question is that what inspires you most to write or tell stories to other persons?
Depends on what I have to say. If it's photography, it's the stories of others. If it's painting, it's my own feelings. And sometimes about things that I think about the world. If it's poetry, it's love. It's always love. What can I say? Yeah. But I think
you will spread red color.
Sorry?
Red color on canvas.
Yeah.
You will spread red and black on canvas.
Oh, okay. Painting, depending on what, I mean, love, for me, love is a very wide word and concept. It can be love for other person. It can be love for yourself. It can be love for nature or for things you respect. So every of these things have a different color for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I request you to say some Bundelkhandi words, that it's our local language.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
We say, what are you doing in Bundelkhandi? That ka kar rahi ho?
Kakarayo.
Great.
Ka kar rahi ho?
Exactly.
Really? It was good or
It was
not?
very good.
It was very good for first try.
Exactly. The
Nakib, please go.
pronunciation was great. Nakib, go on.
Okay. Okay, now I speak your language.
Please,
I wish.
will you teach some
Spanish?
Spanish?
If
word.
you want me to say something in Spanish,
Yes.
As I know,
okay, I'm going to say,
Like, what would you say I love you in Spanish?
Oh, I
You can
Googled
say
it. I forgot.
you can say it two ways. You can say,
Jame Jatan,
sorry?
Jame Jatan.
Oh no, that's French.
That's French.
Sorry.
Okay, in Spanish, I love you can be te quiero.
Sorry?
Te quiero.
Quiero.
Te quiero?
Te quiero.
Te quiero.
Yeah.
Quiero. Te
Or-
quiero.
Te quiero.
O te amo.
Te amo.
Te amo.
Te amo. Te amo is actually like deeper. Like you can say te quiero to a brother or to your partner, but you actually don't really say te amo to your brother. You know, it's something just for your boyfriend or girlfriend, or it's more intimate.
Have you said that to someone?
Oh, God.
Sorry?
Have you said that de
I
amo
didn't
to
hear
someone?
Oh, okay. No, not really. I mean, me, if I said it, yes, before, a long time ago, actually. Yeah. I mean, I say te quiero to my family or my friends sometimes, but te amo is something that I didn't say for a long time. Maybe in the future, I don't know.
Thank you so much. Gracias, Carnio.
Muchas gracias a ti.
Over to you, Anmol.
You.
Thank you so much, Nakib, for putting forth such amazing
Sorry?
questions. And no, I was just thanking Nakib. Right. And we are so delighted to have you. And no one is left except for me for the questions. This is the question that I almost,
Go ahead.
these type of questions I almost ask to everybody. So it's kind of a hypothetical situation. If you were given a superpower, which superpower would you choose to have? And what would you do with it?
Superpower.
Yes.
Of course. I mean, just one.
Yeah, just one.
I think I would like. Oh, I don't know. I'm between two. Okay. As a photographer, I would like to be invisible.
Okay.
I think it would
That's
be a great
understandable.
superpower to be whatever I want, taking the picture I want without being seen. That would be perfect. I think it's a dream of any photographer. But also, I would like to fly. Flying is a lot. So I'm not. I don't know. It has to be just one. Sure.
Okay, but then I think flying and both being invisible are very, strong superpowers to have. Amazing.
Or I don't know, have the power of space and time, so I can go back to the past or go to the future, or that would be awesome actually.
Okay, my second question.
I don't think I can. Yeah.
Pardon?
I don't know. I don't think I can choose actually. I wouldn't.
That's totally fine. Okay, my second question would be, you have so many hobbies and you basically love to do so many things, diverse things, like wood carving, reading poetry, bicycling, and a lot of many other things. So how did you manage to learn all of those? And how do you manage the time, moving from one hobby to another, and basically the time?
I don't know. I never have the time for everything, but I always have something started, I always have a project started. So I try, when I have a little time and I feel like doing it, I just pick up that project and continue. But there are projects that have been there for years and I just didn't continue or whatever. But I think, I don't know, it depends about the mood. It's like when I read, I like to read different books at the same time. So it depends on my mood that day. I'm going to choose one or the other. Because sometimes I'm reading something that helps me with my job. And it's more about history and war or a place I want to work in. So I need to be documented. But then sometimes I don't have, I don't feel well that day, and I prefer something lighter, and I prefer something funnier or something like that, or fantastic. So it can be, I think hobbies are the same, depending on how you feel that day, you choose one or you choose the other. Yeah.
Okay, so I agree with that. And my next question would be, I think this was the question that everybody wanted to ask to you, because we are all of us, all of the members are at a stage of life where we are just beginning our careers, or we are about to begin our careers. Whereas you have an established career now, you have done so much of work, you have won so many awards. So at this point of time, what would be your advice to all of us for our upcoming careers?
Well, first of all, I want to say that even if you have been doing something for a long time, it doesn't mean you have to always do that. You could be 40 years old and start over doing something else if you actually feel that you have to, because you feel it inside. So don't feel pressure on society that tells you that you have to choose just one way and you cannot go out from that way ever again. You can do whatever you want in life because it's your life. And nobody can tell you what you have to do. And that's the main point. Based on that, I think whatever you decide to do, whatever, if you want to do 1, 2, 3, or 15 things at the same time, do them with passion. Feel them, enjoy them, because this life is short. It's shorter than you actually think. So I think whatever you do, you have to enjoy. I mean, otherwise, this life, what is all about? No, it's just, it would be a waste of time if you don't enjoy life. And I think if you have something in your mind and you really want to do that, just keep trying, keep pushing, insist. Be no matter what they say, you continue. Just be bold and dare to do mistakes, because actually life is a bunch of mistakes and what we learn from them. So even if you did a mistake, don't give up. Just stand up again and continue, because the best part of it is the mistake, because you had the chance to try. If you don't try something, you will never do anything. So just try. And if you realize that you tried something and in the end it was, disappointing and it wasn't the thing you were expecting, well, you can change your mind. You're entitled to change your mind. It doesn't have to be that or that. You can try, but that doesn't mean you have to give up at first mistake you do. Like, you have to be constant in life, because I think we live in a world that is hard and it's not always fair, especially for women. And I think we actually, talking about women in this moment, I think we no matter what we choose, we need to prove twice that we are capable of doing that. So I think we need to be constant. For me, if I ever listened to everybody that told me that I couldn't go to war, I couldn't do my job, I couldn't do that, or I shouldn't do that because I'm a woman, or because and I mean, I'm 40 years old, and I think a lot, and I have so much more to offer. And it's about believing in yourself. Like a cliche, but that's one of my mottos. Is I insist, no matter what they say. Especially people always have an opinion, always tell you if you should or shouldn't do something in your life. Don't listen and continue your path. That's the thing. Yeah, they can call you crazy, but you continue.
That is such a great advice for all of us, and thank you from everybody's side. My last question would be.
Thank you.
My last question would be: you have achieved a lot of things in your life, things that make you what you are today, your decisions and everything. But at this point of time, what would you say is the aim or the mission of your life now? After doing so much of work all these years, what is your mission, the mission of your life?
Young lady, I think that's the hardest question someone have asked me ever. I don't know if I know the answer to that. I'm actually trying to figure things out, because especially now, I think I'm in that moment in life that everybody is asking himself or themselves if they should continue that path, or they should start something else, and they have kind of like a small crisis. So that's why I think this year has been good to me, because I had all these questions in my head, and I was like, what should I do? I mean, I want more, but do I want to focus on other things? Do I want to explore other stuff? And how do I do it? And sometimes, in the end, I think everyone, no matter the age, no matter the moment, they are all learners. They are all pupils. Life is learning, constant learning. And that's the point. And you can start whenever you want. And I think, I'm not sure if I know what's the aim of my life right now, but I think I want to keep telling stories, maybe in more languages that I did before. So that's something, I try to add things every day and learn things every day. And I know more things than when I started, but I don't know anything compared when I'm 80 years old. So I'm just surfing I'm trying to learn and figure out things as we go. It's like, when people, there was a quote by him, like, what's your purpose in life? And he said, to be happy. And the teacher said, you didn't understand the question. And John Lennon said, you didn't understand life. So basically it's that, like, I want to be happy no matter what I do. And I want to try to do something, or keep trying to do things for the common good. I don't want to be just a person that in her life did something just for herself. I want to leave a mark. Even if it's anonymous, I don't care if they talk to me, if they talk about me or not. But I just want to do something good for this world, no matter what it is and how it is, through photography or a documentary, a painting or a song or a smile, whatever. I think people here are here to give and to take, and I think that's why I'm here, no matter how I do it. Doesn't make sense. In my head it does.
No, it actually did make a lot of sense to all of us.
Hi. Before, Anmol, are you left with any of your questions?
No, I'm done, Grishma.
Okay. So, if the guests allow me, may I ask some more questions which I got in my head in between the session?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. In between, you mentioned that you were in school when you got a project, and in which you opted some social thing. So I just have a question from you: that what are a few things about Spain education system which the whole world should adopt?
The whole world should what?
Adopt in theirs. Yes.
Well, I think in terms of education, no matter where you are, I think it would be important to remove the pressure on the child, on the person. I think we live in a very capitalist world that values the person in terms of, and I think that's a mistake, because in that way you don't let the person grow up. You don't let the person develop their aptitudes. And so I think it would be great to adopt more horizontal ways of teaching. For example, more participating. How can I explain that? Yeah, instead of expecting material things from that person, like achievements and grow no matter how many heads you cut in the way. I think they should teach more humanity, more values, more ethics, to take the other, love the other, to respect one another. I think that's something that nowadays it's sadly taken for granted. I think they just don't talk about ethics. No, I think it's something that we're losing, and this world is becoming more and more aggressive, and that's something really dangerous and sad. I think people could do a bit more with how to take care of themselves and take care of the community. I think the community is something important that we're losing because this world based on money and who you are and the titles and the money that you have, no, and the image you show in social media and everything. It's making people anxious and making people depressed because they feel that they are never enough, and that's not true. They are enough as they are, and I think they should promote values. Human values. That's the thing. I'm a dreamer, as you can see.
Yes. One last question. As you are a photographer, so by which photographer would you love get yourself clicked?
Me.
I mean to ask.
I mean, I can handle it. I mean, I don't love to be photographed, but I'm used to it. I used to be a model when I was younger. Before studying photography, I worked as a model since I was like 14 years old till the 20-somethings, and so I'm used to do it. I'm not scared of a camera, even though I obviously prefer to be behind my camera. I'm more comfortable. But if I have to pose for someone, Saha. It's health. So basically, yeah, I mean, it's not a problem for me, but I don't love it.
Okay, no issues. And yes, thank you once again. And of course, we have so many less number of people in this world who have something to offer instead of taking. We get many people across who have something to take from this world, but you are from those who have something to offer. So that's so great about you. Over to you, Anmol.
Very well, Grishma rightly said.
Sorry?
I was just, commenting to Grishma.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if I understood the question, but can you maybe repeat it?
No, she did not ask a question. She did not ask a question.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just complimenting you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, then.
And you have a very pretty smile. Oh,
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Maysun, for this session. And most important thing that you have taught us today is that being human towards everybody is the greatest thing that you can do in your life. Thank you so much for teaching us that lesson. And I'm sure that we will all carry it forward in our hearts. And from this moment onward, we will try to be more human towards everybody else. Thank you so much. And something, this is a personal compliment that I would love to give you, that you're a person with so much of achievements. You have achieved so much of heights in your life. Still, you're so down to earth, and you're so humble towards everybody. that is something I'm sure today we all learned from you. Thank you so much for that. And you gave us a lot of valuable lessons that we are going to carry forward as we move forward in our lives. And we're always going to remember you as someone who taught us these values, who gave us these values as gift. As you said, you give things to other people. So you have given these beautiful presents of values to us. And I am so glad and I'm so gratified, and it is my absolute honor, even all of our honor, to be sharing the same screen with you. Thank you so much. And I think this is the end of the session, but surely this is just another beginning with the connection that is going to be there with all of us. And I'm sure we've mentioned it enough, all the team members, but we would love it if you, not come to visit India, but live in India. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Maysun, you can say fir milenge. When we say goodbye, we say fir milenge.
Yes.
Exactly. Fir milenge.
Yeah, it's Hindi for we will meet soon again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I promise.
Okay, yeah.
I promise I will go to India and hope to meet you there, guys. And well, I just wanted to say that I'm glad and delighted, and I am the one that is honored to be able to spend time with you and to share small things that I have, in my heart. And it's been a really, really nice time. And I don't know if I could say that I've give you a lesson, because I'm just sharing what I think, but I think we give each other small lessons. So I'm also a learner here. And I'm really thankful for that, and to be able to know people from India and a little bit of your humanity, because the way you talk and the way you smile, the way you talk with so much respect, and that's something that tells a lot people, no? And I'm really grateful and humbled by that. So thank you so much, you.
And lots and lots and lots of love from India.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you so much. And we all really hope that we could soon collaborate again with you, with maybe some cultural exchange, maybe learning your language, whatever the reason may be, but we would love to stay in contact with you. And thank you so much again. I truly do not have any words right now to thank you enough. But still, I'm going to say thank you again. And thank you for all the viewers who connected with us. Thank you for watching Batkahi. And I hope you all also learned from Maysun's experiences. And thank you, everybody. Good night to all of you. Thank you.
Good night.
Goodbye, Maysun. Good night.
One last thing is that if you ever come to Spain, please don't hesitate to call me, and I will host you, and I will show you my country as well as I can. So you're all invited here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Really good. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, ma'am. Gracias. Goodbye.
Good night. Good night, ma'am. Shubhratri.
No, actually, it's not night in their country. So have a good day.
Okay, have a good day.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Yeah, good day.